The air in the arena crackled with intensity,
Now Jordan.
a familiar sensation as the NBA playoffs draw ever closer. The Los Angeles Lakers, locked in a fierce battle with the Oklahoma City Thunder, were engaged in the kind of back-and-forth contest that captivates fans and defines the late stages of the regular season. However, the narrative of this crucial Western Conference matchup took an abrupt and controversial turn midway through the fourth quarter. A turning point that left Lakers coach J.J. Redick visibly displeased and cast a pall over what had been a compelling basketball game. With the Lakers holding a precarious 108-107 lead and roughly 7.5 minutes remaining on the clock, the trajectory of the game shifted dramatically with the ejection of Dallas Mavericks superstar Luka Doncic. The circumstances surrounding his dismissal, a second technical foul assessed for seemingly directing comments towards an opposing fan in the stands, ignited immediate debate and raised questions about the officiating's impact on the game's outcome. Referee J.T. Orr's interpretation of Doncic's actions, believing the Mavericks talisman was yelling at him, led to the decisive second technical foul and the subsequent ejection. Doncic, who had already picked up a technical foul in the third quarter for arguing a no call, was forced to an early exit, concluding his night with a solid 23 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. In the post-game press conference, Lakers coach J.J. Redick did not mince words in expressing his dissatisfaction with how the officiating, specifically Doncic's ejection, influenced the game's final stretch. "It was a great game," Redick stated, "that, unfortunately, didn't get to sort of finish out the way that I think every basketball fan would want because of some decision-making on some individuals' part." Redick further added that he had yet to receive a clear explanation for Doncic's dismissal, noting only that he apparently said something to a fan. The immediate aftermath of Doncic's ejection proved to be a decisive turning point. The Oklahoma City Thunder, sensing an opportunity, unleashed a dominant 24-8 run to close out the game, securing a significant 136-120 victory over the Lakers. Down the stretch, the Thunder showcased their championship medal, with MVP contender Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leading the charge with a game-high 42 points, and the team as a whole displaying lethal efficiency from beyond the arc. Shooting an impressive 48.6% from three-point range. The lingering question, one that will forever remain unanswered, is whether the outcome would have been different had Luka Doncic remained in the game. His presence as a dominant scorer and playmaker undoubtedly alters the dynamics of the fourth quarter, and his absence undeniably provided a significant advantage to the Thunder. For the Los Angeles Lakers, this loss carries significant implications in the fiercely competitive Western Conference playoff race. They dropped to a 48-31 record and now hold just a precarious one-game lead over both the Denver Nuggets and the Memphis Grizzlies for the coveted No. 3 seed. This analysis will delve deeper into the controversial ejection of Luka Doncic, examine the Lakers' performance and its impact on their playoff positioning, analyze the Oklahoma City Thunder's dominant finish, and explore the broader context of officiating consistency and its influence on crucial late-season games. The anatomy of a controversial ejection. Deciphering the Doncic incident, the ejection of a star player in the crucial stages of a tight game, is always a contentious affair, and the dismissal of Luka Doncic was no exception. The sequence of events, as reported, raises several key questions about the officiating and its interpretation of the rules. With the triggering incident, the central point of contention is what exactly Luka Doncic said or did to warrant a second technical foul. Coach Redick's statement that Doncic apparently said something to a fan suggests that the interaction was not directly with the officiating crew. If this is the case, the justification for a technical foul, particularly a second one leading to ejection, becomes more nuanced. Referee Orr's perspective. Referee J.T. Orr's belief that Doncic was yelling at him is the crucial element that led to the technical foul. This highlights the subjective nature of officiating and the potential for misinterpretation in the heat of the moment. The tone of voice, body language, and the overall context of the interaction can all influence a referee's perception. The severity of the offense. Even if Doncic did direct comments towards a fan, the severity of those comments would need to be significant to warrant a technical foul. NBA rules typically reserve technical fouls for unsportsmanlike conduct directed at officials, opponents, or, in some cases, egregious behavior towards fans. The threshold for ejecting a player, especially a star of Doncic's caliber, is generally high. The timing and context. The ejection occurred with the Lakers holding a slim 1-point lead in the fourth quarter of a pivotal game with playoff implications. The impact of removing a player of Doncic's magnitude at such a critical juncture cannot be overstated. This naturally leads to questions about whether the officiating crew considered the significance of the moment when making their decision. Lack of immediate explanation. Coach Redick's statement about not receiving an immediate explanation for the ejection further fuels the controversy. Transparency and clear communication from the officiating crew in such situations are crucial for understanding the rationale behind their decisions and mitigating potential backlash. The incident underscores the delicate balance that officials must strike between maintaining control of the game and allowing players to express their emotions within reasonable boundaries. The interpretation of what constitutes unsportsmanlike conduct can be subjective, and in high-stakes moments, these interpretations can have a significant impact on the game's outcome. The Lakers' performance. Missed opportunities in playoff positioning. While the controversial ejection of Luka Doncic undeniably played a role in the Lakers' loss, it is also important to analyze their overall performance and the implications for their playoff positioning in the Western Conference. A tight contest until the turning point, the game was a closely fought battle for the majority of the contest, with both teams trading leads and demonstrating offensive firepower. The fact that the Lakers held a 1-point lead with just over 7 minutes remaining indicates their competitiveness and ability to match the Thunder for much of the game. Offensive output. .120 points is generally a strong offensive performance in the NBA. The late defensive lapses down the stretch. The 24-8 run by the Thunder following Doncic's ejection highlights potential defensive vulnerabilities for the Lakers. Allowing an opponent to score so freely in the crucial final minutes of a tight game is a cause for concern, particularly against a high-powered offensive team like the Thunder. Playoff seeding implications. The loss to the Thunder has significant ramifications for the Lakers' playoff seeding. Dropping to 48-31 and holding just a 1-game lead over both the Denver Nuggets and the Memphis Grizzlies for the no-3 seed puts them in a precarious position. The difference between the no-3 and no-4 seeds, and potentially even lower, can have a substantial impact on their playoff path and potential matchup. Securing a higher seed guarantees home court advantage in the early rounds, a crucial factor in playoff success. The Lakers will need to learn from this loss and address their defensive shortcomings as they approach the playoff. Maintaining focus and intensity for the entire 48 minutes, particularly in close games, will be essential for them to succeed in the postseason. The Oklahoma City Thunder's dominant finish. A statement of intent. While the controversy surrounding Doncic's ejection dominated the post-game discussion, it is crucial to acknowledge the Oklahoma City Thunder's impressive performance.
Hello, xin chào tất cả mọi người. Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn mọi người gấp một bông hoa hồng nha. Mọi người cùng bắt tay và gấp với mình nha. Đây là những dụng cụ mình đã chuẩn bị để mình làm nhé mọi người. Mình đã chuẩn bị một cái kéo và 2 tờ giấy nha. Bây giờ mọi người cùng bắt đầu và làm với mình nha. Bây giờ mình sẽ sử dụng màu đỏ. Mình dùng màu hồng trước nha mọi người. Mình sẽ gấp chéo lên. Mình sẽ sử dụng kéo để mình cắt nha mọi người. Mình đã gấp được như này rồi nha mọi người. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ tở ra. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ gấp lại. Vậy là mình đã được như này rồi nha. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ gấp lên trên như này. Mình gấp lên như này nha. Mình đã được như này rồi nha mọi người. Tiếp theo là phần này mình sẽ gấp lên trên này. Tiếp theo phần này mình cũng gấp lên trên này nha. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ gấp cành nha mọi người. Mình sẽ gấp chéo lại nha. Mình sẽ sử dụng kéo để mình cắt. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ gấp lại nha. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ gấp chéo lại.